Good morning, class. Today we are working on Math, Unit 3, Lesson 6, and we are on the remembering today. And today we're going to be adding fractions with unlike denominators. And remember, we have to get a common denominator. We are going to be using the commutative property to solve for the missing number n, in this case the variable n. We are also going to be multiplying fractions and simplifying first when you can. And you can go ahead now and put an X through that stretch your thinking piece. Remember, when we're adding and subtracting fractions, you have to have a common denominator. And I know we've practiced this a lot, so this will probably come to you pretty quick and easy. Remember, when we're adding and subtracting fractions, I like to line them up vertically like we practiced all through Unit 1. And so let's go ahead and complete number 1 together. We have 3/8, and to that we are adding 1/6. And I can see that my denominators are 8 and 6, so they are not the same number, and I need to get to a common denominator. And if you know your multiplication tables really well, you can think to yourself, ooh, 8 times 3 is equal to 24, and 6 times 4 is equal to 24, so a great one will be 24. And so I want to get a denominator of 24, and in order to get to 24, I have to multiply 8 times 3, and that is equal to 24. Now, anything I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top, so I have to multiply the top by 3, the numerator, and 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And now I can go down to the bottom, and I know that I want a denominator of 24, so I need to multiply 6 times 4 to get to 24, because 6 times 4 is equal to 24. Now, anything I do to the top, I have to do, or to the bottom, I have to do to the top, so 1 times 4 is equal to 4, and now I can add. 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. The denominator remains the same, so 13 over 24 is your answer for number 1. And remember, you're just working to get a common denominator with each of those. Let's go ahead and look at number 5 together. Number 5 reads 2/3 plus 1/9. And when I look at my denominators here, I have 3 and I have 9. So I do not have a common denominator. So I need to get to a common denominator, and I know that 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So the only fraction I'm going to have to change is the top one. And I can do that by multiplying top and bottom by 3. So 3 times 3 is equal to 9. 2 times 3 is equal to 6, and then I can just bring my other fraction right on over because it's already in ninths and add. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. The denominator remains the same, and it's a 9, so I have 7/9. So my answer for number 5 is 7/9. Again, you just need to get yourself a common denominator before you can add in numbers 1 through 6. To get here to the next section, the commutative property, we went over that in Unit 2, specifically taught it in Lesson 2-7. So feel free to refer to that if you need to. You can look at your work from 2-7, or you can also look at the video from 2-7 if you need a little review. And when we review it, the commutative property, when adding a bunch of numbers together, the order in which you add them does not matter. So what it's saying is, if you look at number 7, you have 55,207 plus 87,331. And that is the same as that 87,331 plus n. And so what is the n? It's the same as adding them opposite, right? So you can add 55,207 plus 87,331, and it's equal to 87,331 plus the 55,207. So the missing number n is 55,207, and that's not a decimal, that's supposed to be a comma. 55,207. And if you look at number 8, you can see it's the same thing. It's just telling you the order does not matter when you're adding. So you can have 48 and 76 hundredths plus 20 and 8 hundredths, and that's the same as taking 20 and 8 hundredths and adding to that 48 and 76 hundredths. So your answer here is 48 and 76 hundredths. In 9 through 14, it says simplify first as you can, if you can. And we've been practicing this, and you did a lot of work on this yesterday. But you have in the first one 2/3 times 3/4, and we'll go ahead and do a quick refresher. in this one, there's a relationship between the numbers, and you can cross simplify. Okay, I know that 3 and 3 are the same number, so I know that 3 can go into 3 one time, and I know 3 can go into 3 one time. And if I look at the opposite numbers over on the other side, we have 2 and 4, and I know that 2 is a factor of 4 because 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So I know 2 can go into 2 one time, and 2 can go into 4 2 times. So now what you have is 1 over 1 times 1 over 2, and 1 over 1 times 1 over 2 is just 1 over 2. So your answer is 1/2. And again, remember, you need to simplify first if you can. Go ahead and complete the rest of this page on your own. When you're finished, make sure you take a picture, attach it to your assignment, and turn it in on Teams. Thank you.